What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So, I wanted to talk about ponies. Not the literal pony, not the actual little baby horsies. They're cute. Some when they first get born and like cloppity cleep clop. Those are cute. I'm talking about these Sony ponies. Hence the origin of the name. The rhyme is why they're called Sony ponies. I call them donkey unicorns because I watched a show called Happy, and there's literally a donkey unicorn on that show, and I said, look at that donkey unicorn, looks like a pony. That's what it is now. Anyway, I wanted to talk about why these donkey unicorns are so upset. They're super upset about the ABK deal, right? Mainly because Sony and Jim Ryan, they let it be known that they're upset about the deal. They let it be known that, oh, it's bad. He said some hyperbolic things, that is Jim Ryan, that, oh, if Microsoft acquires Activision Blizzard, the PlayStation business will never recover, or something like that, paraphrasing. And I'm like, and we already discussed this, how that statement alone throws all of Sony, all of PlayStation under the bus. Having this notion or illustration or picture or narrative of y'all suck and y'all can't combat the power that is Call of Duty, basically. Now, we all know that was BS and that he was lying and that his internal emails were totally different. They were like, oh, don't worry about that. I mean, I don't like it, but we'll be all right. We'll be more than all right. That's not his accent, but you know what I'm saying. And I'm like, what's happening? If you pay attention to how Jim Ryan says things, right? If Jim Ryan would have said that email, that, oh, that's all right, we'll be all right, we'll be more than all right, as a public statement to the constituency and to the PlayStation fans, none of this would be happening. None of the crazy PlayStation donkey unicorns would be crying about this, that, and the third and trying to adopt some silly narratives that aren't true because they were proven to be not true. This wouldn't be happening because they wouldn't need to, because they would have the reinsurance from their fearless leader that they'll be fine. Now, of course, he said they'll be fine to the private email to his company and such, because you can't yell fire in your company because everyone will panic and it will just cause more chaos, more entropy. It would be bad. And so these donkey unicorns are taking those false narratives that were proven to be false in the court of law and they're running with it. And one particular example that I saw, I think it was Turboverse TV. He does his Thug Dizzle. He's on Twitter. He's on X, whatever it's called. He's doing his Thug Dizzle every day, pretty much giving us stuff. And he put out a clip that, well, he didn't put out, I mean, he just, played the clip of Dustin from Sacred Symbols. And they're crying because they're phony. They're phony ponies. No, they're real ponies. They're donkey unicorns for real. They're mega donkey unicorns. I don't know. They're alpha donkey unicorns? I don't know. They're like the donkey. Remember the horses from Crow that could ride on light and they were like, and that's how they got to the castle that would move around? That's what that's what these guys are. They're super donkey unicorns. And Dustin in particular says, I don't trust Phil Spencer. He's lying, just like how he lied about Bethesda, and now he's gonna lie about Activision Blizzard, blah, blah, blah. Cry, cry, cry. Oh my gosh, your tears fall deaf on us because of the history of donkey unicorns talking shite to Xbox and Xbox players. That's why. And so, he's saying all this stuff like, day and date. I mean, not day and date. I'm sorry. He said on a case by case basis. He threw that line away. He was just like, oh yeah, he said that, but whatever. He's full of shit or whatever he said, paraphrasing. And I'm like, first of all, let's take all of these things that Phil Spencer said, and let's take everything that has happened, and let's take the facts, not your feelings, because that's what's happening. You're all up in your feelings, Dustin. Stop it. Stop being a donkey unicorn. It's beneath you. You are more intelligent than they are. Unless you aren't. I don't know. I don't know you that well. I don't know you at all. I'm just saying. I just know you from the foolhardery. Foolhardery? That's a word. The foolishness that you have been exhibiting on your goofy show. That is too long, by the way. Anyway. So, Phil Spencer said about Bethesda, when they acquired them, they said, all the games that are on PlayStation right now will remain on PlayStation. You got that? Do you understand? Do you understand, Dustin? He said, Fantasy Star, wow. Elder Scrolls Online, Fallout 76, all the past games, I would assume. You know, why would you take out an old game? That doesn't make sense. But anything that's an ongoing game, games of service, stuff like that, that's going to stay on PlayStation. They're not taking anything away. Pay attention. And then he said, everything else would be on a case-by-case basis. Now, in a private meeting, Phil Spencer said, yeah, we're going to make everything exclusive. Because this is war, Dustin. And his whole complaint is that, oh, don't put up this nice guy, kumbaya attitude when you're really at war and you stabbing fools. And I'm like, what does it matter if he says something in private and he says something different in public? Oh, kind of like Jim Ryan, huh? Kind of like him. How come you ain't saying stuff about Jim Ryan talking shit? Lying, crying, video conference. I can't remember all of them. There's so many of them. Why aren't you saying stuff about him? I mean, maybe you did. Your show's so long, I can't watch it all. So somebody clip out the part where he says he's talking shit about Jim Ryan saying different things from public to private. Let's see that. Then I'll retract whatever I just said. But anyway, this is war. This is video game war. You know, you say console war. Don't worry about console war. This is video game war. And the fact that he is saying certain things in public, which are true, by the way, he may come off as, you know, we want all the gamers to have the opportunity to play the games in more places. It's a true statement. You're mad because it's not going to be on PlayStation. That's why you're mad. That's why you're all upset. That's why you're crying. That's why your panties are all crunchy. It's hilarious to me. It's hilarious to the millions and millions and millions of bots and Xbox fans out there because y'all are tasting your own medicine. In the worst type of way, because it's not like everybody's playing the game fair. It's not like, yeah, Xbox got their games, and Sony got their games, Xbox is just doing better, PlayStation's not doing as good. That's not what's happening. What's happening is Jim Ryan is talking all this shite, spilling lies, and behind the scenes, he's like, yeah, it'll be all right. When he knows for a fact that it won't be all right because they're going to lose so much money off of Call of Duty. I don't know what they're going to do. Y'all ain't going to get all those exclusives, those AAA bangers that y'all love so much. So one or two of them are going to disappear, or it's going to take it's going to be next gen. You know when the next God of War is going to come out? Probably next generation. I'm just saying. Don't think that you're going to get some new Horizon this. And I mean, yeah, you're going to get the games of service game because everything's going to be games of service on PlayStation at this point because they need to make that money up. They need to make the difference up from the loss of Call of Duty and they're gonna turn PlayStation into what y'all hate the most. Xbox, a games of service, first person shooter machine box. That's what Sony is doing right now in front of your eyes. And It's hilarious. So, in closing, Dustin, and Chris is the other guy's name? I don't know. And Colin, y'all, look, I gave y'all the benefit of the doubt before. I was like, y'all are intelligent. You know what you're doing. You're probably doing it on purpose to get, likes and views and all that stuff. Nah, y'all are donkey unicorns. I made up my mind. That's it. That's all. And you being mad at the CEO for doing his job is like me being mad at Jim Ryan for doing his job. I'm mad at Jim Ryan because he was very close to harming the industry. I never say anything about, oh, I hate Jim Ryan because he's harming Xbox. No, that's not what my hatred and love is for anyone who is trying to destroy the industry and everyone who's trying to promote and grow and make the industry better. Video games is what we're talking about here, okay? So whenever a player high up is doing some shenanigans and some bullshit, I have a problem with it. Whether it's on Xbox side, PlayStation, Nintendo, it doesn't matter. If you're harming the industry, you're harming what I love. And that's what is the important part. Don't give me all this consolidation is bad and stop crying, ponies. It's not bad. You have to look at the companies. You have to look at the context. You have to look at the situation. Okay? Was Activision going to be better off not being acquired by Microsoft? I don't think so. I think Bobby Kotick is probably not the best leader of that corporation. And Microsoft consolidating or whatever, acquiring them, is probably the best. They're actually forming unions over there. And Activision, Bobby Kotick in particular, is known to be anti-union, union busters. So you're gonna sit there and be like, oh, consolidation is bad, but ignore the whole union aspect of this, unionization of the workers? What kind of bullshit is that? That's where I look at Dustin and I look at I look at Colin and look at the other guy's name. I look at them and I'm like, are y'all serious? Y'all are supposed to be intelligent. I would say, for me, you know what? Consolidation is gonna happen in capitalism. That's what happens. That's how capitalism, that's the machine. That's the oil in the engine. That's what it does. But if you're going to be so against the capitalistic part of acquisitions and consolidation to ignore the harmful part to the workers in union busting, then y'all are idiots. Okay, I'm gonna say that. Y'all are idiots. I don't care what your argument is, especially Colin. Colin should know better because he's a history man. I think he has a degree in history. I'm not sure, but he's a super history guy. I said his head is so big because there's so much history in it. And he's gonna talk shit? Well, I don't know if he did, but I'm just saying. They have had that type of stance towards anti-consolidation. Anybody who has a stance, even Matt Chandronay on Rebel FM is the same. I don't like consolidation. I'm like, shut up. Shut up. Like I said, context. What company is acquiring what company? Is it a vertical merger? What are the aspects that's going on in this merger, in this acquisition, in this consolidation? And maybe it's the best thing for both parties. Maybe it's the best thing for the industry that it involves. But y'all don't care about that. It's just a blanket statement. Consolidation bad. You know what? I don't like people like that because that is very small-minded. That's like, oh, all of this type of people are like that. You want to run on stereotypes? You want to do that? I don't play that because, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. If you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. But anyway, I'm sorry for the rant, but I just had to get a little of that out. But yeah, let me know in the comments below about all these ponies and donkey unicorns crying about this, that, and the third, all the aspects of this Activision Blizzard deal, trying to pull out some narratives and some reasoning as to why it's bad. You know, anything to be against Microsoft, anything to try to make Sony better, you know. So let me know in the comments. I appreciate y'all, and I'll see you on the next one. Till the wait.